hit the spin. Diva Show, about to begin. Mine's got a sharp like a headline cut. Heels too high, but I still struck. Got a joke for your ego, seat for your pride. If you came thin skinned, better step aside. You want the truth or the sweet little lie? I only got time for the shock in your eyes. The Diva Show is about to begin. Get ready for the laughs and the chaos I'm in. I'ma tell you a story, then I'm spilling the tea. If you feel a little caught out, baby, that's on you, not me. I said what I said, and I said what I meant. If your jaw hit the floor, then it's time well spent. I said what I said, let it live in your head. 'Cause I said what I said, what I said, what I said. Pull receipts on my little clutch. Names and dates, so I brought a bunch. You can clutch your pearls, you can fake that shock, but your group chat knows I don't miss that clock. You came for calm, but you stayed for the mess. Every punchline it lands like the truth in a dress. The Diva Show is about to begin. Get ready for the laughs and the chaos I'm in. I'ma tell you a story, then I'm spilling the tea. If you feel a little caught out, baby, that's on you, not me. I said what I said, and I said what I meant. If your jaw hit the floor, then that's time well spent. I said what I said, let it live in your head. 'Cause I said what I said, what I said, what I said. This ain't a rumor, this is the news. If the shoe fits, baby, that's your shoe. Don't beg for mercy, you beg for a seat. Now you front row to the roast and the heat. The Diva Show is about to begin. Get ready for the laughs and the chaos I'm in. I'ma tell you a story, then I'm spilling the tea. If you feel a little caught out, baby, that's on you, not me. I said what I said, and I said what I meant. If your jaw hit the floor, then that's time well spent. I said what I said, let it live in your head. I said what I said.
Hi, everyone. Ooh, let me get my cup out the way. How is everyone doing? It is the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. So instead of seeing you guys tomorrow, I'm going to get this shit over with today. I hope you guys had a great week. And especially since it's Memorial Day weekend, I hope most of y'all are off on Monday. Or for some of y'all, it would be cool if you were off today. And then for some folks, school's out. So shout out to the parents that have to now deal with their kids. So today we're going to go over The Boys. So if you guys have followed me for a while or you don't really know, let me give you guys some history. So many moons ago, Twitch, not that many moons ago, but on Twitch, you could do a thing called a watch party. And you can literally watch shows with your viewers if everyone had Prime. So for a whole season of The Boys, we watched it on Twitch doing the watch party thing. I want to say that it was season 2. I did not go back to research which one it was, but I think for sure it was season 2. I don't think it was season 3. I think it was season 2. But I did not get the chance to research it because like the time just escaped me today. Like I thought I had so much time from doing some errands to now, and then like I literally looked at the clock and it was 7:30 and I was like, oh shit, I have to get ready for this stream. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I love The Boys. Like when the Funkos first came out, like I got all of them. I don't have the new ones, but like I have like all of the base ones that came out. back in like, I think it was like 2019 when they came out on Amazon. So yeah, so boys fans here. So while y'all while y'all want to come and judge me before when I say my opinion on things, say like you don't know anything about it. Okay, I did not read the comic. The comic. I did not read the comic. I'm just a watcher. And then if it makes you feel any better, I personally like the Gen V show. Was there problems? Yes, but it's an Eric Kripke production. What has he done that's 100% great? Exactly. And by the way, Eric, we will get to you. So before we get into like the real criticism, so we're gonna go backward. We're gonna speed up to the end and talk about the finale, and then I'm gonna talk about the season itself, and then I'm gonna talk about what I think about the show itself and Eric Kripke's behavior. So let's just get into the poster. So right here is like the biggest form of criticism that's happening right now. So myself, with the rest of the fans, when I'm seeing these posters right here that you're showing right now, I thought we were ready to go. Because throughout the whole show, Butcher and Homelander talked about, we're going scorch earth. We're going scorch earth. So this was the promo. This was hyping up the fans of what's coming. And it's leveled. Shit's leveled. Vought Tower is destroyed and Butcher's there. Then you see right here, Homelander is on top of the world and it literally looks like he's destroying the world. Where if you watch the show several times, he fantasized killing groups of people. Fantasized it. Now, there is a viral video that's going on that's made of AI of what the fans were wanting to see Homelander losing his shit. So I feel like with this situation, which is completely different than the Daenerys situation, for people that don't know what I'm talking about when I say the Daenerys situation. So for some people, and I was one of them, I'm not going to try to do the revision of history shit because like that's really pissing me off. I was one of the people that did not see it coming, Daenerys doing what she did at the end of Game of Thrones. I was one of those people that did not get it because of and I think the reason why I didn't get it was because of what it seemed like what triggered her was the ringing of the bells is what made her lose her mind. Instead of it being solely based on they killed her best friend and what they did to her and her family and her getting revenge on the people, I could have sat with her on that. But yeah, Daenerys was always a crazy bitch. Daenerys was always killing people, right? But I feel like how they did it is what kind of turned me off to the ending with Game of Thrones, with Daenerys losing her shit, then dying. With this situation with Homelander, he's been saying he's been wanting to do this. He's been saying he's been wanting to do this. He's had visions of him wanting to do this. So as a fan, seeing him literally like the earth destroyed and Butcher with Vought looking like this, I was ready. I was ready to fucking go. Let's put this dog down. Let's put this dog down. Let's fucking go. And I was pumped and I was hyped. That's how I came into this season with this promo. I was pumped. I was ready. So then, right before the series finale comes out, this is shown. Now here is where I'm going to give Eric Kripke a pass on this a little bit. There is a panel in the comic that actually shows this. So I feel like he was trying to mimic the panel of the comic, which can be like, hey, I'm trying to give a nod to the comic, or I'm going to give y'all something similar to what happened in the comic, which if you know about the comic, you knew because of how they positioned Noir after, I think Noir died in season 2 or 3 when the original Noir died and then they replaced him with the actor. If you know how the real origin of Noir is that he was Homelander's clone. And that was the final twist, that he was Homelander's clone, and he was the one that actually essayed Becca, and he was the one that did a lot of the horrible things that Homelander was accused of. That was the final twist in the comics. Eric Kripke says, I don't want to do that. He flat out said, I don't want to do the Noir twist. I want to do it this way, which is okay, fine. So with that being said, he didn't, if you read the comics or if you go on YouTube to see what the comics are about, you know it's not a 1-for-1 and that there was creative liberties that were done here. So with this scene, it's like, okay, so is it a nod towards the comics, or are you actually going to take some of the elements of the scene? So with that being said, you have this image here. You have these images here, and you watch the final episode and you realize none of this happened. None of it happened. There was no true scorched earth. It was pathetic. Pathetic. And this is the issue. And I'm going to go full screen with this. You set yourself up for us or for people to feel a ways that you sir, did a check mark and approved of this promotion, of this scorched earth that you've been teasing for several seasons now, that there's going to be a scorched earth between Homelander and Butcher, and at the end, it would be those two. That is what you've been saying for years. Sir, what you gave us was not that. I don't know because I'm not there. So this is me just guessing. The money ran out. I don't know where was the money? Where was it? Because kind of skipping ahead here a little bit, because I really want to talk about the A-Train thing because I thought that was really great. But I'll say this much about it. You gave us a really great scene with the VFX for the A-Train segment, mimicking the famous Quicksilver scene in the X-Men movie. I think it was like Future Past. And which was cool. And that whole bit was cool. But then this is the final fight. Again, you're showing us this. You're showing us destruction. You're leading up to that Homelander is going to kill a bunch of people because they don't believe he is God. You're giving the impression that Butcher is going to put the dog down for doing this. You're giving this impression, you're giving this idea that this is where we're going with this. And all you did, which is why everyone's upset, is, okay, how are we going to get the Homelander? We're going to go inside of a tunnel. Okay, we go inside of a tunnel. Then what happens? People that you don't see at all are going to turn on like a siren that hurts Soups, and 2 guns are going to shoot you from above. This is the special security that the guy that looked like Prince, I think his name is Oh Father. This is the special security that Oh Father has sent out, because Ashley's like, hey, I think that's Butcher in them. Oh, don't worry, I got them. I'm going to have 2 people in a fucking tunnel with a little sound. And that is my epic security, because I don't have a budget to actually do something real with them, to actually deter them from getting to Homelander. That's all I got, is that they go through a tunnel. And then Ashley gets her redeemable moment and gets them out of the tunnel. Because she presses a passcode, her psychic side tells her to go left or right, and that's how they get out the tunnel. So all this security that old father said that he had was not there. Not at all. Okay? So then Homelander does his speech, and you see the psychics only in one room with a notepad to mark off who isn't a believer. Now, so are we starting with just the room? Where are the other psychics? How are the other psychics determining if people are feeding into this bullshit? But I guess due to budget restraints, we can only afford enough back actors or background actors to be in a room like it's TBN. That's all we got. This is one of the most successful shows on Amazon Prime. Did all these great numbers, but fuck it. We're going to put them in a little ass room like it's fucking TBN and play a little clip and have the psychics mark down on who's a believer or not. And the psychics are going to go and like kill these people. Okay. Doesn't show anybody else around the world of how they're reacting to this. The only other person you see in their reaction to this is Ryan. That is it. You see no one else. The TBN people and Ryan. That's all you see. Okay? So then Homelander couldn't finish this prompter, which, by the way, this whole season, old father was doing choreography. There was song, there was dance, there was a musical to announce Homelander. And they don't use it. They just put Homelander in the White House to say that he's God. Behind cameras. Okay. So then Homelander says, I'm going to kill you all if you don't believe in me. So it's just talking threats. So he's just scaring them through the television. So then Butcher shows up. And the rest, you could just tell that they're like, I don't care. I don't care. We need him dead, and none of this is going to make sense. Even though in the past, it was that season, when Homelander did not have the V1, that was a waste of fucking time, which we will get to that. Just lightly hits Kimiko with the laser, knowing that she's a nuke. Knowing that she has the same power as his father does, doesn't cut her in half like she did in the beginning of the season. The beginning of the current season we're watching, Homelander cut her in half. But he can't. He can't here because we need him. We need her to live. We can't have her regenerate for this scene to work. So even though Homelander just cut her in half at the first episode, he can't do it now. Also, even though at the beginning of this episode, you saw that he shot up the billionaire in space and brought him down in 2 seconds, but he wasn't fast enough to get away from Butcher. So he lost his speed of flight. And Butcher is fast enough with his tentacles to pull Homelander down. Even though in season 3, when it was his dad and Butcher holding him down, he was still able to escape in season 3. But in season 5, with the V1, he cannot escape. So that's another thing they want us to believe. Another thing they want us to believe. is the way that Ryan came in and how slow Homelander went up and how Ryan came in. Now, I did like seeing Ryan showing up to join the fight, but the way they did it was weak. But I disagree with the internet, with them saying Ryan showing up was stupid. I disagree with that. The only thing I will add is that I believe the character Marie Monroe, who was on Gen V, her ass should have been there. If you watch Gen V and you know what her superpower is, it makes sense. Her ass should have been there. But again, it was giving because her character does show up in the show, but you never see her use her powers. So again, it's giving they didn't have enough money in the budget. So then, because Homelander is completely unable to do anything because the writers need him to die and they can't do choreography, you see one of the worst fight scenes throughout the whole series. I said, yeah, that was the worst fight scene throughout the whole series. Then Kimiko hits him, and then the rest of it, I was fine with. I'll tell you the part that I was really fine with. When Homelander, when he was getting the shit beat out of him, he begs for his life to Butcher because he lost his powers. He begs his life. He says, I will fucking suck your dick and I will eat your shit if you'll spare me. I will suck your dick and I'll eat your shit. Now, a lot of people are making, like, which this is where I'm completely disagreeing with the internet on. Why in the world is anybody trying to compare Homelander to a Joker? Is Homelander a great villain? Yes, he is. Did Anthony Stark do a great job portraying Homelander? Absolutely. But you guys have to, I'm not saying you guys in general, but people have to remember, Homelander never earned any single punch he has ever thrown. Homelander has always been super strong. And he's always been stronger than everyone. He can fly, speed, strength, laser, and all his life he has been throwing punches without really learning how to do it. He never had to train how to fight. He never had to do any of that. All of that shit was absolutely given to him. Where you have other villains like the Joker. Joker been getting his ass beat all his life. So him getting punched several times is not going to say, I'll suck your dick. If you're about that life and you're a villain, yeah, you have dignity. You have all of that. You have pride. Homelander is nothing. He is nothing without his powers. He is nothing without his suit. And that's one thing that A-Train said to him before he passed away, which has always been the case with Homelander. Homelander never earned anything in his life. Everything's been given to him. And like old boy said about him, you're just a bad product. That is all you are. You're just a bad product. So the whole, why would he say, I'll eat your shit and I'll suck your dick? Because that's what he is. That's the kind of person he is. When you take everything away from him and he now has nothing at all. He doesn't have his super strength. No one likes him. And he's completely vulnerable like humans when he literally feels like he's superior because he is a superhero. And he did say that and did feel this way in season 2. And it was added due to that Clara bitch, Stormfront. Fuck that bitch. Which I'll get to Val Rising. So then, when the whole I'll suck your dick and I'll eat your shit, after that got done, Butcher kills him and pops his head open like a soda can. which that's how it happened in the comics. He did pop his head open like a soda can. So that's what happened. Then Ryan doesn't have powers anymore because he was blasted by Kimiko. Butcher doesn't have powers anymore because he was blasted by Kimiko. They go home. He tells Ryan, hey, do you want to come live with me now? Ryan's like, no, you're just as much of a psychopath that Homelander is. And then randomly goes to Mother's Milk. Then Mother's Milk randomly adopts him. And Ryan's now part of the cookout. If you say so. Butcher then sees that his dog dies. And that's what made him snap. That's what made him snap and say, I'm going to kill all Soups. His dog dying. That's what made him do it. Not because of Ryan turning him away or realizing he's alone or realizing he doesn't have anything to fight for or realizing he's just a fucked up person and he just has to keep on killing no matter what. None of that happens. Nothing happens. It's literally he finds that his dog dies. He goes, gets the formula that kills superheroes, and that's what causes him to try to do a genocide. Oh no, Elsie, I will do open calls. Yeah, when I'm done, I'll let you in. So then Huey shows up to try to stop him. Huey kills him. I was fine with that. I was fine with both Butcher, with both him and Homelander dying. I knew that was going to happen. We're just trying to see how it got there. But I was completely fine with that. Then Kimiko, she goes to France, gets the dog, and eats at the restaurant that Frenchie tells her. Told you about Mother Milk. Mother Milk adopts Ryan, and Mother Milk is back with his wife. Huey ends up with Annie. Annie is pregnant, and they name their daughter Robin. I'm assuming it's a girl. And the internet got mad about that, saying, why are you going to name your baby by your ex-girlfriend? You dumb motherfuckers. That's not his ex-girlfriend. That was his girlfriend's name who was wrongfully murdered. So excuse the fuck out of him and Annie for paying that bitch some fucking respect, for fucking being torn fucking apart, for standing off the fucking curb, and for Huey to be fucking gaslighted and being told it was an accident and all types of bullshit. Whatever if he wants to name his daughter Robin from his girlfriend that was murdered, like, we got to stop with this ex-girlfriend shit. There was nothing ex about it. The bitch was completely obliterated. Like, I feel like y'all, like, don't remember how that bitch went out. It was horrible. So if he wants to name his baby Robin to honor a girl that was murdered, that's their business. For the internet to completely lose their shit over that and keep on saying ex-girlfriend, 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 you guys are so out of pocket, is crazy. And then, Ryan ends up with Mother Milk. And Ashley, people were saying she went to jail. She didn't go to jail. She just got kicked out of the White House and she's disgraced. Stan Edgar is running VOD again. And that's it. Now, again, my main issue with the finale was this was the last opportunity that we would get to see something like this, because this was what was promised to us. Final season coming soon. If you had zero intention of doing this, or if you didn't even have the budget to accomplish this, then why fucking do it? Why fucking do it if you did not have the budget for it? This is where you fucked up. Now, they even did an article about it. The Boys fan slammed its misleading posters after series finale. The finale of the Amazon Prime videos The Boys has sparked debate online around the final season's posters. Following the release of the final episode, some viewers began criticizing season 5 posters that appeared to tease major story developments. Fans have argued that many of those moments never actually happened in the series finale, calling material misleading. Absolutely. The final battle between Butcher and Homelander did take place inside the Oval Office. However, Homelander never carried out the large-scale violence many expected from the poster. Similarly, Butcher came close to releasing the soup-killing virus. However, he ultimately failed to destroy Vought after Stan Edgar regained control of the company. So here's one. Most misleading pieces of the Boys media. One user on X called the poster misleading, while another added, so every single poster was clickbait. So I agree with that. I agree with that, absolutely. Like I said, the only one that I will kind of give wiggle room to is the White House one, but I think it was kind of more of like a nod to the original comic, but they still should have done it. So, oh yeah. This part was so stupid that I almost forgot to talk about it. My apologies. The Deep. How did Ambrosia's cousin know that you killed her? Because that's what the octopus or squid did. It came and said justice for Ambrosia. It came and said justice for Ambrosia and stuck this tentacle through the asshole through your mouth. And she said justice for Ambrosia. So that's my question. How did they know how Ambrosia died? Because the whole thing about why Deep wasn't allowed back in the ocean was because of the pipe spill, like the oil spill that killed all that fish. That's what the Samuel L. Jackson shark threatening voice was about. It was about the mass murder of sea creatures, and that's why he was banned from the water, saying if you were to come in the water, we're going to kill you for that. But that's not what happened. What happened was he jumped into the water, the sharks came, but Ambrosia's cousin, so for people that don't remember, Ambrosia was a squid that he had a sexual affair with. I think it was season 4, because we're doing season 5. It was season 4, so it was last season. Deep killed his squid wife because he was sleeping with Sister Sage and she didn't like it. And said, you're cheating on me and you're ashamed of me and all this type of shit. Okay. So that was him. So like he was having a nasty relationship with the squid, whatever. So he killed the squid. And this was the cousin's revenge. Okay. So that didn't make any sense. Also, Starlight flying the Deep out of the White House to the beach. His power is the ocean. Why did you send him there? Why? He could have called one of his sea creatures to snatch your ass up from the beach and ended your ass. But for some odd reason, you took him to where his powers are or where he's the most strongest. That didn't make any sense. Then after they were fighting, she shoves him into the ocean, and that's how he sees his demise. Just stupid. Anyways, so I'm going to go over each episode. So that's my thoughts on the final episode. I'm not going to rate anything. I'm just going to say I don't like it. Okay. Episode 1 of the season. I felt like episode 1 and episode 2 were the strongest episodes of the season. I felt like we were actually going to get a great season when I saw those first 2 episodes. Then after those first 2 episodes, it went down. So I'm looking at like the ratings of what they did. So what was episode 6? Because why did they give... Yeah, I can see why that one. What about this? What was this episode? Yeah, like the last 3 episodes were so bad. I forgot what is what. Okay, so they IMDb has the ratings as episode 1 at 8.9, episode 2 8.4, episode 3 8.2, episode 4 and 5 is a 7.5, 7.4, which I think episode 5 should be so fucking low. But for whatever reason, episode 7 and 6 got lower than episode 5. And in episode 7 and 8 are the lowest rated throughout the whole series. Before that, the lowest rated was 7.1. And that was season 4, episode 2. But yeah, I'll show you guys. Anyways, so first episode, I felt like how they handled A-Train was so great. That's like one thing I will say. The whole A-Train closure was amazing. Starlight being super fucking strong and blinding Homelander. Amazing. Yeah, A-Train rescuing them. And then when he ran away, he saw that girl in the middle of the road. And instead of saving his own, because he could have made it out if he would have ran her over. But he chose to not do that again and dodged her. And that's what resulted his life to end and getting caught by Homelander. Now, I felt like that exchange was great. I felt like that whole thing was great. I did. My main criticism off of that was Kimiko talking. Her saying I learned how to talk from TikTok was crazy work. And then also, I forgot who it was. Someone said that they made Kimiko talk because the season starts with her being alone with Homelander. And she had to communicate with Homelander, and there was no way for her to be able to communicate with him. So that's why they made her talk. But yeah, I thought that whole TikTok thing was like super offensive. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. That was fucked up. So yeah, I didn't like Kimiko talking. And then she was just really obnoxious and really annoying. So that was episode 1. But yeah, I do feel like a lot of money. There was like great production in episode 1. Episode 2, they bring back Soldier Boy. And this is when I think everything went wrong. Now, episode 2, I did like it because they showed that this virus did kill regular Supes, but then you saw that Soldier Boy lived. Then you found out in episode 3 he lived because he was hit with the V1 and not what everyone else was hit with, which is Compound V. You find out in episode 3. And that's when everything goes wrong. You go on an obnoxious school trip of them trying to replicate the soup virus, and then also looking for the V1. Which, by the way, this was an annoying, stupid field trip because, as you heard at the beginning of the stream, it didn't, none of it fucking mattered. So in episode 6, we're just speeding it up because 3, 4, and 5, it's just a waste of time field trip of either trying to make the soup virus or looking for the V1. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. It's just the filler of we have to make the virus or we have to find the V1. That's literally it. No value was added. So you have 3 episodes wasted on that shit. And then you also get the point of view of Terror and having sex dreams of Homelander. And then we were gaslit to say that, oh, that episode was needed because we need to look deeper into the characters. There was no character development. What character development? All that shit was for the Supernatural fans. That's the only people that won in that episode. It was either episode 5, I think it was episode 5 is when they had the Supernatural. Was it episode 5 where they had the Supernatural yeah, that's the Supernatural reunion. Yeah, it was episode 5. I was a Supernatural fan, so I can't relate, but that shit was so stupid. It was so stupid. It was a fucking field trip. And honestly, Eric Kripke, if that's your apology to Supernatural fans, I could really give a shit, but that shit was ass. So that was episode 5. Episode 6, like I said, like 3 through 6 was shit. So episode 6 happens, and they get the V1, and Soldier Boy is the one that physically has it. Now, the one thing that's been stated from episode 2 up until this point is Soldier Boy hates Homelander. He does not like his son at all. He finds him annoying. He thinks he's a baby. He thinks he's a bitch. Like, thinks he's insane. Like, wants nothing to fucking do with him. And he literally says, this is what Clara would want. Which, to my knowledge, is now a meme of when you're about to fuck up your storyline, is this is what Clara would want. So, V1 is supposed to make you super strong and immortal. So, that whole sequence that I explained at the beginning of the stream about that fight with Homelander, the final battle, and how it was whack and weak. Yeah, that was with V1 Homelander, not Compound V Homelander. So at this point in time, Compound V Homelander, in my opinion, is stronger than V1 Homelander, which that was not supposed to be the case. But V1 Homelander got his ass whooped. So that whole we have to get the V1 before Homelander gets the V1. Once Homelander gets the V1, we're all in trouble. So literally, the end of episode 6, Butcher says, everybody run. But he does not, but Homelander doesn't do anything. Homelander doesn't do any mass killings. Like, when they were attempting to do kill people in episode 7, they used the cat girl and the dog man to kill those people. Homelander never killed anybody. And here's the thing, the internet right now is saying, because of how Stranger Things ended, that the internet is being hypercritical of this. No, it's very clear what happened. It's either Eric Kripke. Well, this is what it seems like what happened. If they did not get the green light for what is that stupid show called? Vought Rising. That's what it is. People have the theory that this whole season was disrupted and changed to promote Vought Rising, because I forgot to mention at the end of episode 7, they put Soldier Boy back in the box. So they took him out the box for episode 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and put him back in the box. So Soldier Boy is back in the box. So Soldier Boy wasn't even part of the final battle either. I forgot to mention that. So when all that shit happened, it's very evident that this was just a promo for everyone to watch Vought Rising. Also, how Eric Kripke utilized the characters of Jim V was complete garbage. We didn't need it. It was stupid. But then his excuse was, well, I didn't know that they were going to cancel the show. And it's just like, that's no excuse for you to build Marie Monroe, who you showed is a fucking necromancer. Yeah. Marie Monroe is a fucking necromancer. You had a necromancer who could literally bring people back from the fucking dead, and you don't use her. And I honestly think it's because you ran out of money. I also think that how stupid and worthless 3, 4, and 5 was. I honestly feel like you wrote 5 episodes. I really feel like you went to Amazon saying like, hey, I have 5. I have 5. I went through the budget. I wrote the script. I have 5. I want 5. And Amazon said, no, you always do 8. No, we always have 8. You need to make 8. He's like, but I have 5 episodes. Let me do my 5. No. You need to figure it out. You got to do 8. And the money was already gone. That's what I think. But yeah, when I look back, because I'm looking at like the seasons, obviously I love season 1. I have the unpopular opinion that I love Maeve and how she turned out in season 2. I feel like the fight scenes in season 3 were next fucking level. I did enjoy seeing Jensen Ackles in season 3 being Soldier Boy, but just because I enjoyed you being Soldier Boy, I kind of felt like, sir, that was us saying, hey, you could do other projects outside of being on television. Like, that is my biggest criticism for Jensen Ackles. Is like, literally, I just heard this. I don't know if it's true or not, but I just heard that he was offered to play Hawkeye in the MCU. Or he was trying to get Hawkeye from the MCU. And he didn't do it was because of his Supernatural schedule. Now, for the people in the back who are young and don't know this, back in the day, shooting schedules for television shows were absolutely insane because you had to do 20 plus episodes for a season, right? Like, because like seasons were like 22 to 24 episodes. It's not until like the last couple of years or so that they shortened it down. But yeah, like television shows used to be up like 20 plus episodes. There was like no, and there were 2 parts. They would come in the fall, then there would be like a 2-3 week break, and then they would come back after Christmas and after the New Year's. And then they would be done by the spring. So that's what the schedule was for television for years. There's very few shows that follow that logic and follow that pattern, and then you would see them the following year. So that's what he did for like, I think for 10 plus years. I don't know how long Supernatural was, but I know it was over 10 years. So he was in Supernatural for 10 years. It's a great check. It's an easy check. I get it, but it fucked up your career. Well, maybe that's unfair, but I mean, like, you couldn't allegedly have the opportunity to play Hawkeye because you're in Supernatural. Now, here you are again, Supernatural's over, and you play Soldier Boy. So instead of just, in my opinion, take that hype of playing Soldier Boy and going and doing something else with it, you're now back doing the one trick pony, and now you're going to do Vought Rising, which we don't even know if you're going to make it past season 1. How people are so mad and pissed off right now, and how many people are saying they don't want to watch Vought Rising because they feel like it's the reason why this season, the final season of The Boys, sucks, is not good. Also, Eric Kripke, you put yourself in a weird position because I kind of always felt like, just a smidge, that The Boys has always been making fun of the right-leaning. I always felt like that. I always felt like it made fun of the Andrew Tate crowd. I always felt like that. And then you did season 2, which apparently I'm surprised no one had a problem with. You had the Yahtzee person saying that they like to watch PewDiePie. Do y'all remember that joke? She was like, oh, you should watch PewDiePie, and she was a full-blown Yahtzee. Y'all didn't say shit then. Y'all didn't say shit then. Season 3 happened. More racist bullshit, because Soldier Boy was the one that killed Mother Milk's grandfather. Y'all didn't say shit then. More being negative towards the right. Y'all didn't say shit then. Then season 4 happened, and they brought in Firecracker, and that's when people started getting mad. When they brought in Firecracker, and then when they had the Starlighters versus Vought, that's when y'all started to get mad. Where I'm like, did we watch the same shows? Because they were talking about you from the beginning. I don't know why you didn't think you were talked about. But y'all watched. But now you have a problem with it. Now you're all over the internet saying this is like a left woke show. Okay. Even though Gen V is gone, which that wasn't Eric Kripke's fault. Gen V is gone, right? Which y'all said that it was like anti-right, whatever. And now now Eric Kripke, you went from being allegedly anti-right. Yes, that's Wednesday in the corner. Sorry, distraction. So y'all went from being anti-right, allegedly. I like Gen V, that's just my opinion. Did the Gen V show, and now you're doing Vought Rising, where you have a literal Nazi and a literal racist being the center point of the show. Jensen Ackles, you're playing a racist. Not me just saying you're a racist because I'm a sensitive person. No, you really are playing a racist. And this is where you're like planting your flag on, Jensen Ackles. Who the fuck is your agent? And then the girl that's coming back to play the Nazi, I get it. We haven't seen that bitch since. Get your check. I get that one. But Jensen Ackles? Anyway. I felt like 1 through 3 were good seasons. That's just my opinion. I felt like season 4 was very, very weak. It was a very weak season. And then this season was just goddamn awful. But the one thing is, I still really like the show. I still feel like the show did something that will never happen before. Like that whole episode in 3 where it was like a sex party. I forgot what it was called. Like, what was that episode called? Um, what was it called? No, that's not what I want to do. What was it called? It was so bad. Herogasm. Yeah. Herogasm. Yeah. That episode. Oh my God. That was, oh my God. I will never be scarred like that ever, 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 ever. Herogasm. That was such, yeah, Herogasm. That was the episode. Yeah. That was a funny episode. And like there was unhinged moments in season 3, but like that was like the last final good season. But yeah, episode 4 was absolutely trash. And not episode 4. Season 4 was absolutely trash, and season 5, I already said my piece on it. So let's go before we finish. Let's go through what Twitter said real quick, and then I'll start taking calls. So if you wanna say something, please head on over to the green room. I'm about to start pulling people in. What was the season with the milk? It never leaves. The milk never leaves. So, season 5 is the most watched in series history, more than 55 million viewers. Here again is a poster, and you can see right here that it's scorched earth, and none of this happened. And then also another thing that I need people to stop doing, especially the directors, real quick. The directors, the showrunners, whoever the fuck you are. Stop saying that a lot of people are going to die when they don't. Stop fucking saying that. No one really died. Like, I was expecting half of these fuckers gone. They weren't gone. So, first episode, A-Train. That sucked. Second episode, people we don't care about. Moving along. Who died? A-Train. Yeah, A-Train died. Frenchie died. Firecracker, who we only had for one season, died. I think it was like one season we had Firecracker. Because like Firecracker came in season 4, I thought. I'm pretty sure she did. Yeah, she did. It was season 4 when Firecracker. So Firecracker, we only had one season. No one really gave a fuck about her. She died. No one cared. Who else died that no one cared about? Noir died, but it wasn't the original Noir, so who cares? So who do we have? We have A-Train, Firecracker, Noir, Deep, Frenchie. Okay. And no, I'm not including Homelander and Butcher because they're always supposed to die. Like, shut up. Like, it would, like, the whole don't get it. Yeah, someone actually said, I forgot who it was, but one of the actors actually said, don't get too attached to anyone. Dude, no one gave a fuck. Oh, yeah. By the way, the whole Sister Sage thing that people are talking about the internet, I didn't bring it up because it's just, it goes back to what I was saying kind of with the final fight. They literally did everything they could do to get to their final result, regardless if it made sense or not. That's what I have to say about Sister Sage. But yeah. Season 5 is the most watched. Oh, so it's just both. Yeah, Ashley lives. Oh, yeah. Oh, father dies, but I didn't mention him because who cares? Who cares? He was introduced that season and he died by, like, it was, who cares? His death was so insignificant. Sorry, I forgot about him. So Noir, Deep, Oh, Father, Firecracker. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not including Homelander or Butcher in this because they were always supposed to die. And then 2 people died from this poster, A-Train and Frenchie. Like, it was not like everyone. I actually gotta hop off. Okay, bye, Dan. Um, also, so the right got really upset about this. So I'm not terminally online. So when Charlie Kirk passed away, I wasn't aware of what X was doing. So apparently Tim Pool put out a tweet, which is now his legacy. It says source tells me that saying that Charlie is stable. What was it? Yeah, but it's like it's referring to Charlie Kirk. Source tells me that Charlie Kirk is stable, please God. So this deep Stan account wrote this tweet, and this is referencing Tim Pool saying that Charlie Kirk was alive. And the boys retweeted it with this deep picture. Or quote tweeted it. Now, the right got really, really upset about them using the Charlie Kirk meme as a joke, and that this is an Amazon Prime account. Like, why they're making a joke connected to Charlie Kirk. Here's the thing, and it's kind of like our internet culture right now. Have I ever made a joke about Charlie Kirk's death? No. Was I a fan of Charlie Kirk? No. But we're now at the age where people make jokes about George Floyd. There was a Kevin Hart roast recently, and they made a George Floyd joke about his death. So that's just where we are. And then people are making memes of Donald Trump after he got shot. So that's just where we are. That's where we are. It's where we are. People make jokes about awful shit now. Probably they always did, but we have the internet now where we can say the jokes out loud. But yeah, so yeah, just like I think, yeah, I don't make George Floyd jokes and I don't make Charlie Kirk jokes. So that's just where I stand. But my issue is what I've seen on the internet several times is the people that make the George Floyd jokes are mad about this joke, and the people that make Charlie Kirk jokes are the ones that get mad about the George Floyd jokes. So there's no. So that's why I just kind of like, I don't make either jokes. But then I like the 9/11 jokes. Sometimes some of them, like, it's awful. Like, I'll laugh if it's like, because like I can see the humor in it. But like, I remember 9/11 and I actually met people that were impacted by 9/11. So like, the 9/11 jokes are a little bit rough for me. Also, Eric Kripke is laughing because Elon Musk got started to, make comments about what he thought about the boys finale because there was a character in it that was obviously Elon Musk. I don't know if Elon Musk knew that they made a character of him in the show, and Homelander kills the Elon Musk of the show. So Eric Kripke thought that was funny. Also, the person that played Queen Maeve, another promise that Eric Kripke could not fulfill. He said that he wanted to bring Queen Maeve back before the show ended. And so the last time we saw Queen Maeve was the end of season 3. He said that we would see her again. He's saying that he did reach out. I've been seeing like he did reach out to her, and she was just not feeling it. Also, what they were saying is that there's this rumor that she quit acting because Anthony Stark bullied her. So those rumors are back in full circle. I don't know if it's true or not, if he bullied her or not. All I know is that he did have a public incident a couple of years ago, but it wasn't professionally. It was he was like being an asshole at a bar. But he had to pay for it. But yeah, so that was the end of that. So I already talked about this, already talked about that. So then So this is what I guess let's show what Elon Musk was responding to. He was responding to this. The show writers turned Homelander into a Trump analog, and this is how they choose to end the boys. This entire show was just a deranged sexual humiliation fantasy projected onto Trump. They can't even produce a decent superhero parody without injecting their twisted fetishes into every script. Here's the thing is that they said that Anthony Starr actually helped write this final scene, which I believe it because he is extremely talented in his craft. I already said what I said about this statement. I don't have an issue with this. It makes sense to Homelander's character for him to act like this. But like the whole like Trump analogy and this is a show of this whole show making fun of the right the whole time. That's what this was. Just because y'all now don't like it, don't act like y'all weren't watching it. It was always making fun of you guys. Like, stop the noise. Let me see if there's anybody in my Discord. Okay, so let me pull Elsie up real quick. Okay, so let me go to on air. Let me move you. Hold on. I want to move you. Where the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. Let me try one more thing. Right? Why won't it let me move you? I'm so glad none of y'all can see this. Oh, I know. Hold on. This is weird. Oh, there we go. Sorry, user error.
I had to step out the room. My husband's playing Fire Emblem, and I have Apple earphones in, and it hears everything. First of all, Eric Kripke can kiss my ass. He knows what the fuck he did. I am a Supernatural fan. The show started in 2005 and ended in 2020. Eric Kripke is bad at writing endings. He will drag shit out, and by the time he gets to
Can I pause one thing and I'll let you go? The one thing is that he left the show after season 5. To be fair.
I still blame him.
No. You can because I'm going to let you cook. You still can because the fans were saying for years that the reason why Supernatural sucked was because he left and the boys was supposed to be the proof that he is great at his shit. Where in my opinion, this shit just proved that Supernatural could have went left regardless if Eric Kripke was in or not. But proceed.
That's the first thing I want to say. Also, Kripke cannot write women, nor can he write minorities. Because let me tell you something. I was so pissed at the way he did Sister Sage. First of all, Sister Sage is, I read the comic. Do not read the comic. It's very squeamish because Garth Ennis does not like superheroes. But anyway, he had a character that was pretty much a black female Lex Luthor. Because think about it. If you're watching Ennis, remember when she just came in after she got fired and she had her little notebook? She said, and he asked her, why did you do this? She's like, because I can. That cemented to me that she was Lex Luthor. So really, she should have been, quote unquote, the final villain. Because when you think about being the smartest person, she should have known how to make V1. She probably knew how to make Compound V. She made the fucking cure for cancer. And they dropped the ball and have her basically lobotomize herself so she can get fucked in the ass by Noir 2 and the Deke, which... Ugh. Anyway,
Well,
Starlight pretty much got nerfed.
Another thing I want to add is that about Sister Sage is if you watch Gen V season 2, she was teaming up with Thomas Godolkin. Yeah. And so she had a whole plan with him. And I think it really would have worked out too until he fucked it up. So I kind of feel like her plan was always involved with him somehow. But because of bad writing, we'll never know exactly what her original plan was and why did it involve her getting in good with Homelander.
because she could have got access to everything in Vought. Because think about Godolkin's owned by Vought.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I was literally sitting here getting irritated with not just it was started in season 3 because to be honest, being someone who is a Democrat but not like a staunch Democrat, I was like, okay, here we go. And then they just kind of egged it on. I'm like, okay, listen, you guys are not Trey and other guy from South Park. Y'all got to stop. But they kept going. But that's a whole different story. You had a perfectly good gun. The Chekhov's gun could have been Sage, and she should have been the big bad at the end because she fucked over everybody. She almost fucked over Soldier Boy, but because they wanted to keep Soldier Boy going, because Jason Eccles is a dick sucker for fucking Eric Kripke, they kept him in the fucking season way longer than he should have been in there. They literally had Chekhov's gun and then they didn't use her. Then we got Marie Monroe. They just put her in the fucking back. A woman that controls blood, for God's sakes, should have been able to take the V1 out of Homelander.
Who resurrected the dead.
That too. She could have blown off his head even with the V1 in his system because she's essentially his sister.
Well,
because if you remember Stan Edgar.
Yeah, that's what the theory was saying, was that a lot of people
Project
thought
Odessa.
yeah, because she was Project Odessa, that she would be able to end Homelander with the V1. That's what they were saying.
And then on top of all of that, they put her in the background, have her stay with her girlfriend / boyfriend. Because remember, the character can switch genders at any time. So.
And you notice that they never showed the boy. So
yeah, they never did.
Another wink, wink for me was due to budget constraints. I think it was budget constraints that they're all like, "Hey, we can only bring one," so they brought.
And you got the psychic female character who can manipulate everybody.
Yeah, she wasn't there. She was alleged. I think they said
they put a picture in for her.
Team. Yeah, go back to your team in Canada. So the psychic girl, the strong guy, and then,
well, we know Chance Perdomo died, so he wasn't going to be in it.
And then Marie Monroe's sister was in Canada, I'm assuming. They were all in Canada. So Marie Monroe's little sister, the psychic girl, and the strong guy, I can't remember what his name is, they were all in Canada. And then it was her, the person that could turn to a boy and a girl, Jordan. And then I
think Jordan was the one that could switch genders.
Yeah, Jordan was the one that could switch genders. And then, but they only brought the female actress. You never saw the male. So to me, that gave...
Who never got a speaking role.
Yeah.
Really.
She did. She spoke a little
twice.
Bit. Yeah, twice. It wasn't much, but that's correct. And then that tiny girl, she had one line, but like I could barely recognize her. No shade to her. She just lost a lot of weight. She looks good, but she lost a lot of weight because she wasn't fat. She was just a little bit rounded a little bit, but she wasn't fat. Like, she was not fat. To be clear, she was not fat.
You know she just lost weight. Like,
yeah,
it's almost like someone who's on weight loss medication. You use too much at one time.
And then she changed her hair color because she was like a blonde. So, like, I noticed her. I can't remember what her character's name was, but I noticed her, but it took me a second to recognize her because of the hair color change and her losing weight.
Then we got Starlight, who got her ass whooped one too many fucking times for my liking.
Yeah, they nerfed her. They nerfed her.
Seasons, and then it's like, oh, now you can't blink. Like, you can't flash people. You can't fuck people up. Hold on, where did that go?
Yeah, they nerfed her after season 3, and then
because I remember the scene where she walked into Firecracker Studio and pretty much beat the shit out of her, which she deserved.
Yeah, they nerfed her. Yeah, and then season 4, at the end of season 4. You saw that she could fly. She flew away at the end of season 4. And then we're at season 5. And then then it jumps to Gen V season 2. And you saw that she was like way better at flying and has way more control of her powers. So you see that she's way much of a badass in season 2 of Gen V. And then you get to the beginning of season 5. And she blinded Homelander. The first episode, she was super strong. The second episode, she was flying around. She was so controlled in her power that she was able to carry Huey and still be able to fly, where it kind of came off that she was flying because she was pushing the sparks from her hands down. But clearly, that's not how her power works, if she's able to carry Huey and still fly. But no, and then... Yeah, and then after that, she was worthless. She was worthless after that.
And
Like,
then the best thing, like to me, if they were going to nerf her, the best explanation should have been that because she's pregnant by the end of the season. I'm like, okay, if you had said, "Oh, I'm pregnant," that would have made more sense because guess what? You don't know if that baby's going to fuck with her powers, considering Ryan exists.
mhm.
Then I would have understood that because yeah, I'm pregnant. That means I'm not trying to fight like that because I have a baby in me.
But yeah,
But
but
no,
that's
with
not what happens.
women.
She flies away.
Then they made her a total bitch to Marie. Like, oh, Marie, you can't control your powers. If I was Marie, I would have used my powers on her just to make a fucking point.
Yeah, that was another thing that didn't make any sense was because like Marie could control her powers at the end of season 2, so I didn't really understand that.
I got that. Then I don't know what the fuck, like with Firecracker. Oh, I hated her character. She should have died the previous season. To
And
be honest, because remember, she was already dying.
she was clearly she was clearly supposed to be making fun of Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's what that was about.
Really, I didn't pick up on all of that. Because the girl who plays her, she's actually a really nice person. I've seen her Instagrams and stuff.
Yeah.
She did say her death was blindsided her, but the way it was like, "Oh, I love you," and then died. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, her death didn't do anything for me.
I wasn't upset. I was like, I was just like, what?
It didn't move me at
Homelander.
all. It didn't move me at all. And
She's the
then
only girl that is willing to suck your dick, which is disgusting in my opinion. Why get rid of the only girl that's willing to sleep with you
yeah, like
without being scared?
yeah, like it was just I don't know. There was just a
You
lot
slept with my
of
dad. I'm like, you slept with his girlfriend. Shut the fuck up.
So, did you see the Vought Rising trailer by chance?
No, I refuse. I fucking refuse.
Okay, I won't play it then.
I know you think it's funny, but it's like I fucking refuse because it's like you got a Nazi, a racist. I don't know what bomb site is. We got someone who looks like Night
I did.
Nurse, who I guarantee you she's a fucking racist
I
too.
don't think it's
Like, where are the
funny.
black people at?
I don't think it's funny. I'm just. It's like I said earlier. I feel like Jensen Ackles made the wrong moves after season
He's a
3.
whore for money.
I think
I'm
I
not
don't
even
think he is.
joking.
I don't think he is. If he was, he would have done the moves he did. I disagree with you. I don't think he would have done because he really truly revitalized his career with season 3 of The Boys. Because you remember when Wayne Brady revitalized his career by doing that sketch on the Chappelle show, I'm Wayne Brady, bitch. And
Yeah, that was funny.
that revitalized his career doing that sketch on the like for people, some people don't know this, that actually saved his career. I'm Wayne Brady, bitch. That saved his career. So I felt like Soldier Boy was his I'm Wayne Brady, bitch moment, right?
I guess. I mean, I enjoyed when he played Batman because I don't think anybody remember when he did Crisis on Infinite Earths, the
Oh, the
cartoon.
voiceover. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he was one of the Batmans.
you just reminded me another thing that was so okay. So I didn't know this. It was not season. It was episode 4 of this season where Starlight goes and visits her dad. And the actress said that she was extremely sick while filming that episode and that she fainted and she was covered in bruises. That she later found out that she has like an autoimmune disease. Because I remember watching that episode and I felt like her acting was absolute ass. And I feel like she knew her acting was absolute ass. And that's
Well,
what
she didn't even come to the premiere either. Remember, she said she didn't want to watch the last season. She just
she doesn't
acted
want to
and went
watch it
home.
because she was sick. She was sick the whole time. But she says that she's getting better now, but she was undiagnosed.
They were making fun of her nose. It was so stupid.
I'm calling bullshit on it. I do think that she did get plastic surgery. I think that's
I
bullshit.
don't care. That's the thing. I was like,
know,
it wasn't even that big a fucking deal.
I agree. It's none of my business, but don't say that your nose is completely different and you have obviously did something to your lips and you're blaming it on an autoimmune disease. Like, no, bitch, it's lip injections. Your tits got bigger. No, bitch, you got surgery. So for you to say that you haven't got any plastic surgery is insane. Now, you're saying that my face is sunken because of my autoimmune disease and it's made my eyes do a certain thing because of my autoimmune disease. I can see that because that's what happened to Wendy Williams because she has, I forgot what Wendy Williams has, but like it makes her eyes pop out. Forgot what she has. Graves' disease. That's what it's called. Graves'
I was gonna
disease.
say too much plastic surgery, but
Graves'
that's me.
disease. Yes. Wendy Williams has Graves' disease, so that's why her eyes pop out. Which that's true. But no, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what Jensen Ackles' thing is. Is because like I hope he made a lot of money doing Supernatural for 15 years.
He did. He
I
did.
hope
He
he
did.
did because he
But I know
really
for a
fucked
fact
his.
there's something up with Jensen Ackles because we find out that Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, they don't get along.
Oh, there was
They do
one
not talk to each
rumor.
other.
There was one rumor that he was an alcoholic, Jensen Ackles.
I wouldn't be surprised. He acts like a fucking alcoholic on the fucking show, so maybe he's drunk the whole fucking time.
Allegedly.
That's my other
I
complaint
don't
about
know.
my whole damn show. I know they were trying to promote Vault Rising, but you didn't have to shove fucking racist 50s, what you call Captain America down my goddamn throat. Especially him microaggression against Sister Sage so bad. I was like, I want her to
Well,
hit him just one time.
I'm
Just
not
once.
trying to be ageist. So I hope this is like I hope people hear my intent when I say this. When I look at the cast of Hot Rising and the fact that Jensen Ackles is not having his beard. Jensen Ackles with facial hair covers a lot of his aging. When like his long hair and his beard, facial hair.
You mean when he first woke up and he had that long ass hair?
Yeah, and he had the hair too in season 3 and the facial hair. But yes, it was longer this season for sure. But yeah, so when you see him with his longer hair and you see him with his facial hair, it covered a lot of his aging, right? Like I know that we all have a number, so I'm not trying to age shame. Just follow me, please. Please just follow me. When I'm looking at the trailer for Vought Rising, his hair is cut short. He has removed his facial hair, and you're seeing everything.
You mean all the drinking?
Like you're seeing the age.
The drinking will age you.
He still looks good. Don't get it fucked up. But you're seeing the age. So you have him, and it literally looks like he is a 50-year-old. I don't know how old he is, but he does look like he's a 50-year-old man.
And I can Google that real quick.
Yeah, Google it for me while I make my point. Thank you so much. He looks like he's a 50-year-old man, and his co-stars, the people that
He's 48.
He's 48. Okay, so he looks like it. No shade. And the people that he's playing with, his actors that he's with, they look like they're in their 20s and 30s. Like you're seeing these young, spry 20, 30-year-olds, and you're seeing Soldier Boy who looks like a 50-year-old man, and you're trying to tell me that he was injected at a young, spry age of being 20s and 30s like everybody else was in his crew. And it's very obvious that he's not the same age as his crew because they were all supposed to be around the same age, except for Clara, the Nazi woman, because she was the first one that got injected in World War II. So I think
technically before then.
Yeah, before World War II. Yeah. But yeah, so she was the first one, and then everyone else got it after her. My point is that people are mad that this season was literally a promotion for this show, right? And then Jensen Ackles, I'm sorry, you look kind of crazy. Like you look like what Carl Urban looked like in Mortal Kombat 2. I'm sorry, that was a crazy choice.
You know what? To be fair, I think they might have put extra makeup on Carl Urban because if you see how he looks in Star Trek compared to he looks now, and Star Trek was not that long ago. Remember, he played Doctor, I forgot his name. He played the Doctor on Star Trek, the remake movie.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
He's not that fucking old. So either they put more makeup on him or this show aged him.
He looked crazy.
He's a New Zealander.
He looked crazy.
Him and Anthony Starr are New Zealanders. They should not be aging as fucking fast.
He looked crazy as Johnny Cage. Crazy.
Another thing I won't be watching. But to continue with my theme
I don't even think it's in the movie theaters anymore. I think it's out. I don't think it made it. You have to watch it on HBO Max. I don't think it's in there no more.
I'll find a free website. I'm not paying them shit.
Well, there's you go. But go ahead.
No, but the other thing that really irritated me is is not only that the Deep lived way too long, in my fucking opinion, because you could tell they had nothing to do with him, like nothing else for him to do
Yeah, the only
besides
thing he
HMO.
was there to do was to pretend to be the Tim Pool. He was like the Andrew Tate, the Tim Pool. And then, like, what was like
And then
really cringy was it's like, so there was clearly a budget issue, but you could literally go on the boys' YouTube channel and they filmed a whole podcast episode of The Deep with Noir.
let me first of all, you know that Black Noir was actually white in the comics, right?
Yeah, I mentioned
And
that.
he was
That
Homelander's
black,
clone.
I mentioned that Noir. Yeah, I mentioned that Noir was that the final twist was that Noir was Homelander's clone, and that
And he was the one really doing
and
everything.
he
He
was the
was
one that
literally
did.
driving them
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, he was the one that did the essay, and he was the one that was doing a lot of bad stuff. Yeah, it was actually Homelander's clone. Yeah, I mentioned that in the beginning.
He lived way too long. And what makes me irritated with the whole thing is, like, not only did you sneak Noir the way you fucking did, like, he shouldn't have been able to just shank Noir. Because if he's literally just Black Noir who can fly, there, like, if you know Black Noir, you know the backstory of how he was trained, because they were all trained Godolkin. And that's the other thing.
But that
Why Homelander
Noir
went
that
out
he
like a
killed
bitch.
was an actor. That wasn't a real superhero. He was an actor.
No, he was a soup.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was a soup.
But he
Like, I
just
know
wasn't
season
Noir.
5 didn't really.
Yeah, he just
Right.
okay.
So he was a real soup, right? He shouldn't have got snuffed the way he did, because he's supposed to have, if you look at the profile on the page, he's supposed to have slightly more just indestructible skin. So I'm like, wait, how did you get stabbed in the throat?
Yeah,
By
that
the
was like
Deep of
another.
all people.
People did bring that up, how that didn't make any sense. But yeah, the Deep's character, I'll say that I felt like the first
And then his name
three.
was Kevin.
I felt like the first 3 episodes. I'm not the first 3. I felt like the first 3 seasons with the Deep made sense. Like the whole, like, he sexually assaulted Annie, then he got kicked out of the 7.
Which in the
then
comics,
he,
it was all of them.
yeah, then he joined the cult. Then he came back to the 7, and then when he came back to the 7, he had to do a lot of humiliation rituals, and then he married that weird lady. Like,
Then she divorced him and made a book about him.
yeah, then she divorced and made a book. Yeah, so season 1 through 3 of The Deep, I felt like was interesting. Again, I feel like the show fell off after season 4. That's just my opinion. Like, other people were
I don't
saying,
know if there was I feel like there must have been some, to Eric Kripke's credit, I feel like there's some executive meddling that was in there that we don't know about. Because
I don't know, to be honest with you, because what a lot of people are saying is that he knew how he wanted the show to end in season 3. So I don't know if Amazon forced him to do another. I don't know, but like when I'm looking at season 5, it's really giving that 1 and 2 made sense. The first and second episode made sense. The third episode kind of set up the whole V1 and the super virus issue. 4 and 5 was just a waste of time.
and that soup virus was a waste of everybody's
Yeah, the
goddamn time.
V1 and the soup virus. The whole thing was a waste of time. The first and second episode I liked, and then everything else you just find out like 3 through 7 was a waste of time. And then I feel like again, it's just my opinion. I feel like episode 4 and 5 was a field trip. 5 was a supernatural fan service. Don't know what the fuck 4 was. And then then 6 is when they went and got the vial. 7 was supposed to set up how Homelander was going to kill everybody. So then you think you're
Which,
gonna,
if you see, the panel where he's standing, like, flying in the air, and you see that explosion from Earth,
yeah.
that is the mimicking the part of the comic where he actually took a whole family out on a trip, like they were flying up in the air, and he made them suffocate up in the atmosphere, and then he threw them down to die.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense. And then when you see,
Like, why didn't you just do that?
and then anytime they did anything that was violent, they cut away, which was so weird. So when he killed Frenchie, they cut away.
Let me tell you something.
When he
That
killed the billionaire,
there.
he cut away.
That right there, killing Frenchie, I was more irritated than upset than everybody else. And I'm like,
That was in the comic though. Like that whole the whole.
but everybody was supposed to die except for Butcher and not Butcher, Annie and Huey.
Batman in the chat says Ford was a useless buildup for the virus. Yeah, no, I agree. We just literally we went on a field trip. We literally went on a fucking
And
field
then this
trip.
is where we go into the Sage thing. She probably think about it. She's smart enough to manipulate Soldier Boy into going on a boring ass field trip. You telling me she couldn't make her own version of V1 or the suit virus after she got the components of how it was made and how someone like it's in first of all it's in Soldier Boy's system. So you tell me out this whole fucking time she didn't have the components to make her own suit virus to fucking kill these assholes?
Well,
Because
I
I
feel
guarantee you
like
that was the final product.
Well, I feel like that answer was given about Sister Sage if she had the ability to make the V1 when she created the formula to give Kimiko the same power as Soldier Boy. When she gave Kimiko the same power as Soldier Boy, to me that was confirmation that she could have made the V1 if she wanted to.
Which
But
kind
like,
of ruins the
but
writing for me.
you brought up something that I didn't think of before, which was Sister Sage being the final villain. I never thought of it that way before, but like since you brought it up, yeah, that would have been cool. And then I was watching other people. I forgot which one it was. They said that the Ryan scene would have been better when Ryan showed up, which I said I'm probably the minority who liked seeing Ryan fight Homelander
Yeah,
at the end.
she pretty much speared him. Like,
Yeah,
nope, you ain't getting out of this
I
one.
liked him. I thought that was a great fit, but it was how he was introduced. Like I forgot who it was, so I apologize. I'm not taking credit for this idea. I did hear this from somebody else, so I apologize. The idea that this person said was so Homelander shoots up and Butcher's like, fuck, he got away. And then you randomly see Homelander get slammed back down. And then Butcher looks up saying, oh, what the fuck happened? And you see it was Ryan.
And this is the other thing. Let's talk about Ryan
And
really
I was
quick
just
because
like, that idea would have been fucking sick. Homelander shooting up, running away, and the audience is thinking that, oh my God, Homelander got away. They lost their only chance. And then he slams down and takes half the White House with them. And you see a bunch of fucking rumble. And then everybody was like, what the fuck just happened? And you see fucking Ryan floating in the sky with his red eyes, like pissed off. And then he slams back down and just starts punching the shit out of his dad. Like,
you mean like the first time he fought his dad?
yeah, but better.
Yeah.
Which that
I
whole
want to talk about
scene
that.
with Homelander beating up Ryan, that was them taking that idea from Invincible season 1. I said it.
Yeah, they did. The only difference is there was no big speech on why, I can make another baby, in 18. It's like another 18 years. I don't care. But the only thing I hated about the whole Ryan thing was the fact that, how he kind of went with Mark. First of all, let me just say this. When it comes to MM, he probably would be the best choice because MM, one, already deals with, delinquent juveniles. If you remember from season, when they introduced him. And two, out of all of them, he's the most mentally stable out of all of them. Can you imagine what happens if he ended up staying with Huey all the time?
I agree that.
But they should have had a conversation after he realized that Butcher sent him to kill him.
The Ryan going with Mother's Milk gave off. I didn't know where to put him.
Clean up black person.
I didn't know where to put him, and that was the only thing that made sense. And it's true. Mother's Milk is the only thing that makes sense, but there was no build up to it. And then
I see, remember when Homelander, kicked his ass and he's in the laying there on a stretcher. First of all, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck he left and went to New Zealand and no one talked about it.
But
That's the first
here's another
thing.
option they could have done. That Ryan went with the kids with Gen V. Well, that's if he kept his powers. Well, he lost his powers, so never mind. If he would have kept his powers, he should have went with the kids with Gen V, or the Crow girl that was in the second episode.
Pro. I think did she leave with them?
No, she ran away. She ran away. Allegedly, there's a rumor that the Crow girl that was on the second episode joins the Gen V in season 3. Allegedly, that's what was supposed to happen.
The boys Mexico.
No. Well, I don't. Well, yeah, I agree. Gen V was a waste of time. Gen V was a waste of time. I like I said, I have an unpopular opinion, Batman. I like Gen V. I just have an unpopular opinion. It had
Gen
issues.
V felt
It
more
had issues,
interesting
but it was better
than the
than this
boys
shit.
sometimes.
It was better than this shit. But yes, I agree. It was an absolute waste of time because we had Marie Monroe that was a goddamn necromancer and she wasn't used. And I think, in my opinion, she wasn't used because of budget and they did not have enough money to do the VFX for her abilities because they couldn't even do the swap between the Jordans. They literally call they to me they called both actors up and asked who was cheaper.
I think what happened was the money ran out because you hired Daveed Diggs to play Father, who is critically acclaimed. Because remember, he was started off in Hamilton. He's been in a lot of shit. And then you got Samuel L. Jackson playing a goddamn, which that part was funny.
That was an automatic $1 million. That was an automatic $1 million.
Like Sam Jackson is.
That was automatic. It was a minimum of $1 million. No disrespect to you, Samuel L. Jackson. Like I'm not, no disrespect. I'm just saying, sir.
Sam Jackson knows his fucking worth.
You got a minimum of $1 million. I'm not saying you got $1 million, sir. I'm probably got more, but you a minimum. They saved the budget for Vought Rising. Ooh, that's a good theory.
That's gonna make me even angrier.
But okay, Batman, but here's the thing. And I'm asking everybody else, what does everyone think about Carl Urban and Anthony Stark? They got producer credits for all the episodes. Did y'all notice that? They got producer credits for all the episodes? Did you notice that?
First of all, Anthony Stark's an asshole. We all know that.
I'm just asking a question. Did y'all notice it?
I didn't notice, but it makes me even angrier.
You did not notice that they got producer credits in all the episodes? You didn't notice that?
Because here's the thing.
Really?
When I was watching this episode, girl, I work from home. I just skip, it does automatic thing. I don't even pay attention to the credits.
Oh my God. I guess I'm the only one that is messy and nosy. Hold on, let me see. Credits, producer. Let me get it. Let me get producer. So let me exit out and just only select producer. I'm on IMDb right now.
Like the same thing, like Eric Kripke makes you feel the same thing Tara Sheridan does.
So Carl Urban was the producer of The Boys for 24 episodes per IMDb. He was the producer of 24 episodes.
This is why.
Okay, Anthony Starr, because I don't want to misspeak here. Okay, Anthony Starr was the producer for 16 episodes.
I'm trying not to scream. I'm screaming internally as someone who wants to write a book for a living.
Now,
screaming internally.
Now, let me see if Jack Quaid got producer credit. I don't think he did. If he did, I'm not. Okay, so he has 3 producer credits for something.
Jack Quaid does not surprise me.
No,
because
I don't see.
If you know his parents, it doesn't surprise me.
I don't see producer.
Really?
No, he was not the producer of The Boys. He never produced
That's
The
actually
Boys.
shocking considering who his parents are.
Exactly.
And I know his parents would have made a phone call.
I agree.
Like one of his parents, Meg or the other one, would have made a phone call about that.
I agree. But yeah, so Carl Urban and Anthony Starr were producers for several episodes of The Boys.
Yeah, and the other thing they need to address is the fact that Huey went through so much in season 4 and 5, and they never really fucking addressed it.
One thing that turned me off about season 4 was like Starfire,
Starlight.
Starlight, yeah, Starlight. I didn't like. So when Stewie was like clearly raped, her reaction to it, I didn't like.
You're gonna go get an STD. I'm like, wait, what, bitch?
I did not. I didn't.
That's not the thing you should be addressing at this particular second.
I didn't think it was cool. If that makes me like a pearl clutcher, okay, I'll take it. I just thought.
I think they made her pro left wing to the point that it sounds disgusting. That's what it feels like. Because if you think about everything she was talking about in season 4 and then season 5, well, the one part where she said, "Kevin, you need to take your own, take responsibility for what you did." Yeah, that makes sense. But everything else she was doing, it's like this feels like uppity white.
Well,
like left
I think
wing feminism.
well, her acting was terrible this season, and she's blaming on her illness. I feel like her acting
Hmm.
was terrible after season 3, and then that's when she had the physical changes that started in season 4, I think, where the physical changes started. But yeah, Prime Video is just bad with budget. Batman, to be honest with you, I don't think it's that. I think it's because they gave all their money. Excuse me, they gave all their money to Ring of Power. They've spent $1 billion. I believe they
Oh
spent
yeah, that Lord of the Rings thing. I
the Lord of the
completely
Rings. I
forgot to
believe
watch.
they spent like $1 billion on Ring of Power, and then ever since they lost all that money on Ring of Power, is when they started adding ads to Prime and started doing all that weird, stupid shit at Prime. Is as soon as
I
Ring
was
of
making that
Power,
noise because I had to think about it. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that show
yeah, the Ring
existed.
of Power. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't
And
do
then
the
they're axing good shows. They're axing, like, if you notice, a lot of stuff probably is because of what happened with Rings of Power.
yeah, it was
Because
Rings of
there were a couple
Power.
shows that were supposed to be like it's supposed to be that. I won't be surprised if the next season of Invincible is going to be the last one because they can't afford it.
No, they have to have something. They have. I disagree. They have to have something.
I said
They have to.
mind. I said mind.
Yeah, yeah, I know, but like I don't. I think they will just. I think the animation will get worse. I haven't watched the new seasons of Invincible.
There are parts that you can tell the animation is kind of lacking,
Batman's
but
also
it's not.
said they also have to save money for Spider Noir. Yeah, you're correct. And then also you remember they bought
Oh yeah, they got to pay
James
Nicolas
Bond.
Cage.
They bought James Bond. Batman, if you're not subscribed to me, you should subscribe to me. I like you. Can you stick around? Like, you seem cool. Like, you don't have to
Yeah,
subscribe, but like just like stick around, if that makes sense.
that you know what?
Does
I
that
won't be
make sense,
surprised.
Batman? Just stick around. Anyways, you seem like good people. Um
I was gonna say
anyways,
I wouldn't be too surprised if executive meddling ends up in not just I'm not just saying the boys, I'm saying across the board with Amazon Prime because this is what happened with Netflix when Netflix lost all their money. I forgot which show it was.
it
It
was
might have
several
been
shows they lost money on. Because you remember
and then which one? Because there was a couple shows I
it
liked.
was several shows they lost money on. Because you remember they were making like multiple TV series and canceling them all. There was several shows that they
And
had.
then what happened was afterwards, because the only reason why I know this is because I was a big fan of Voltron when it came out, and that last
Yeah.
season was such bullshit. And they found out it was because it was executive meddling. They brought Shiro back, and they weren't supposed to do that. Like they had the whole series written out, and the executives like, no, we're not doing that. Bring this back because he brought us more money and blah blah blah.
Well, you
That's what
saw
happened.
what happened to Sandman. Sandman season 1 was really, really good, and then they said you guys only get one more season, and that's why season 2 was so bad. Because they
And
were
then Good Omens is not doing well on
no, it's
Amazon.
gone.
I don't
Big
think it has
Omen's
to do with.
gone. They canned that. That's
Yep, I'm
gone.
saying
Yeah.
that was a good show, and it was because of Neil Gaiman. That was one reason,
Yeah, they
but there was
canned
other
that
stuff.
one. Yeah,
And then
Castlevania.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things. Well, with
Oh,
Stranger
I got to see
Things,
about that
I
one.
feel like they ran out of money. I've said that. I didn't do a
Not just that. Did you hear about one of the writers? His wife divorced him, and she was writing most of the episodes.
Well, I feel like they ran out of money because it never made sense to me. I know we're like flip-flopping, but I do have a point. It never made sense to me that they literally went to the house of where the Demogorgons live and none of them
And
fuckers,
nobody died.
nobody was there. And then there were so little Demogorgons there in bat
I was hoping Steve died.
that they made the Upside Down feel safe in the final season. Because every other season before the final season, I felt like the Upside Down was dangerous. I felt
Remember,
like
I
you
said
could.
his wife was writing most of the episodes.
I
She never
felt
gave
like you
she never
couldn't
gave her
breathe
credit.
there. I felt like the air was toxic. I felt like you had to make sure you weren't stepping on the vines. I thought you had to be quiet. A
I mean, compared to
Demogorgon.
season one when you saw Barb,
Yeah,
that
like
killed me.
I just felt like the Upside Down was extremely dangerous until the final season. That's the only time I felt like, well, damn. If I can't afford my home, I'll just go live in the Upside Down and go live in my house in the Upside Down and not pay any taxes and just go back and forth for food, for groceries and shit. Like that's how they made me feel it. Like how, because like they're just walking around. They went to church. They were driving their car in the motherfucker. They were visiting there once a month or whatever the fuck. Like it just felt like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in that motherfucker the final season. And then they go into a place of dirt and they fight a fucking spider. And like it's just like, and I feel like with Stranger Things, I felt like
And I
all
did a
the
TikTok on
money.
this.
I felt
These
like
shows
all
have a
the money
showrunner
went
problem.
into the. Let me get this out and I'll let you talk. I felt like, especially when I watched the final season of Stranger Things, I kind of figured out where the money went to. To Prince.
Oh yeah, they had to pay his.
It went to Prince.
There was no way. There was no way his family was going to let that go.
They played, I think it was the entirety of Purple Rain. The entirety. Purple Rain, Purple Rain. Which to me, I like that song, but like, I don't see it fitting in a movie like that. You know what I mean? Like Purple Rain is a ballad. Like it's not a soundtrack, bitch. It's a ballad. Like even in the Purple Rain movie, he like it ends with him singing the song. Like it's not like there's scenes playing and it's Purple Rain. Like you know what I mean? Like when you hear Purple Rain, you think of him like playing the song in the rain during the Super Bowl. Like you don't think of him.
I'm playing.
Like it's just.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this cat. No, I'm laughing at. It felt weird when them put it in. You know, I know they're doing because 11 has to leave and she'll never come back. But it's like,
but how is
this
that
feels
a Purple
misplaced.
Rain? How is that Purple
It's not.
Rain?
It's like, oh no, Finn Wolfhard. No, not Finn. The other boy. Oh, I'm gonna lose the love of my life. Like, boy, you did
And
not.
you played Purple Rain?
Of all the songs you played, you could have played anything else from the 80s.
That's
Purple
your
Rain is a
I
funeral
Love
song.
You song is Purple Rain? I never knew Purple
You could have
Rain
played
was
Whitney
an I
Houston.
Love You song. Batman
Oh, wait,
in the
that's not
chat
80s. You
said
can't play that.
it was their chat GPT script. Yeah, and then another thing that I found interesting was, so they released the animated show
I did not watch that. I refused.
I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes. I ain't gonna hold you. It looked so bad. The animation looked so bad. I was out, dude. I want no parts. I was like, ooh, this is trash. And nobody promoted it. Nobody promoted it.
That should be everybody's indication that the season's going to be bad when none of the show people are not promoting the show except for the showrunners.
I think the Stranger Things IP is dead. I think they're just going to sell things.
It should have been dead a long time ago.
I think it's just going to sell things at Walmart. Like I think like Walmart will still sell things. I still think that there'll be fucking shirts and shit. What I think they need to do and continue doing, I think they were a little late on the game, but I feel like better late than never. I think they should continue to put out homebrews of D&D games. I feel like they were pretty late with putting the D&D game for Hellcats. I felt like that shit should have been out years ago. For them to put the Hellcats D&D homebrew together this late in the game was crazy, especially when the fans have been playing homebrew Stranger Things characters since the show's been out. Yeah, I thought they took way too long for that D&D collab. Way too fucking long.
I think they took too long between the seasons too, because it almost feels like I feel about Euphoria, which I'm watching it out because that's not my show. Y'all took too long.
I watched Euphoria season 1 and season 2, but the fact that the people that made the show special either no longer are part of the show or they're dead is why I'm not watching it. And then I've been seeing clips of Sydney Sweeney, and you can
sick of her.
You can tell that it. How do I say this? It's coming off to me that a lot of that cast. This is what I think. Again, this is what I think. I think the cast signed on for season 2 and 3 when they resigned. And this is why. Why does Zendaya come back? Does she really need it?
But she might have been contractually obligated.
There you go. The tall white
Sydney
boy.
Sweeney,
What's
they've
his
been trying to
name?
shove us
The
down our
tall
throat.
white boy. What's his Jacob Elroydy?
Nate.
Yeah, I mean the actor Jacob Elroydy or whatever. He's a mega superstar. Why did he doesn't need the money anymore?
That's like Samuel Jackson when he did Sharknado. He was contractually obligated to do that movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Not Sharknado, Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, Snakes on a Plane. Yeah, that's what the only people that like. So, for example, Barbie Ferreira, I feel like they tried to sign her for 2 and 3, and she said no. Like, I will give you 2, and that's it.
You talking about Kat?
Yeah, the girl that played Kat. Yeah, I feel like
they said that because her story was done. Like they both mutually
just
agreed.
ended it. Yeah. So that's what I think. I really do feel like they put some of the cast members in a 2 and 3 situation because everyone is saying, regardless how this season did, like before the season aired, all the actors said, regardless of what happens, that this is the final season. And then Zendaya literally showed up. So
it's too good for the show.
Yeah, so the premiere of it, Zendaya showed up late, was on the carpet for 5 minutes, and then got in her car and left. She spent more time in hair and makeup and putting her clothes on than being on that red carpet. She didn't even stay for them to show the television show. Jacob, he didn't really take pictures with anybody. Like I don't think he stayed either, but he stayed longer. Sydney Sweeney, she stayed. She has nothing else to do. Everyone else.
Think about this for a second when it comes to Sydney. They're trying to shove her down everybody's throats. And a lot of people don't like her.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I feel like, again, I don't know. I feel like a lot of
he better not be in that live action.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of them were forced to sign on for 2 and 3. And I honestly think that the writers hate Sydney Sweeney, and that's why they did that to her. And she couldn't say no.
In this current season, she's just getting slapped around.
Yeah, she couldn't say no. She couldn't fight back because there's no one in their fucking mind, anybody who would pretend. I haven't seen the show, but I've seen the clips, who would dress up like a baby and shit on themselves. I never would see anybody do.
Or dress up like a dog and have their boyfriend. I'm like,
yeah, that doesn't. And then also, like, there was a fan theory that like Jake and Ellery wasn't even there to film with her because, and I saw what people felt like it was proof. The way that they were talking to each other and how it was cut, it really did come off as they didn't film the scenes together in the same room. Which you have heard rumors, and it's not really rumors. You heard it several times. Like when actors don't get along or if there's a scheduling conflict, they will film actors separately. Like, so for example, the Avengers Doomsday, to make sure that the script remained confidential, they did have people film scenes by themselves. There was also rumor of like possible like actors getting into huge fights. There was like people that got in huge fights. Like the rumor was it was Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds got into a fight on set. Yeah, that was a rumor, obviously, that they got into a fight on set. And Robert Downey Jr. was like, I refuse to film with this person ever again. And so
that's probably not 100% a rumor because considering what happened with him and Wesley Snipes, and Wesley has said on many occasions he does not like being in the same room with Ryan, and apparently Ryan plays too much for everybody.
Yeah, the rumor was
he don't know how to be serious.
Yeah, the rumor is that Ryan made a joke and Robert Downey Jr. didn't like it, and he was pissed. And then apparently, like I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to be an executive producer or something on the movie.
I know he
got that insane amount of deal. He might not be a producer, but I know that Robert Downey Jr. has a really big deal. They are so
desperate.
Yeah, I know he had a big deal with Disney to do the Doomsday movies. Like I know he did that, but yeah. But no. So final thoughts on The Boys, so we can wrap up. Because I just realized that I was streaming for 2 hours, and I think that's a good cutoff time. So first off, my final question is: will you watch VOT Rising? Will you watch VOT Mexico or The Boys Mexico? Excuse me. They're supposed to be The Boys
No.
Mexico. Um,
Anything else
and will
from
you
Eric
watch
Kripke?
anything? So will you watch anything of The Boys?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm done. It's not just this. It's just Eric Kripke has pissed me off on other stuff. It wasn't just The Boys. Like I said, he does not know how to write women. He does not know how to write black people. There's a lot of stuff. It just he irritates the shit out of me. And then he went on this huge Twitter campaign with
Okay,
people on social
Okay, you came back. Talk again.
me.
Yeah, it cut off on my side. Go on.
Sorry, it's probably these damn earphones. I'm saying I will not watch anything dealing with The Boys because it's clear to me, and it's not just The Boys. A lot of these shows have showrunner problems. Like they let someone write. It's not just him. It's James Gunn. All of them. Let them write some shit,
Don't
and
give
no
me
one's there to
that.
tell them
That's a
stop.
whole nother. James Gunn is a whole nother show. I'm not even gonna
I'm
touch
saying
that
in
topic.
general. I'm saying
Yeah,
in general,
I
not
know.
just.
Yeah.
I'm sick of like them being these showrunners and no one's there to check them, and there's no one there to be a continuity person to say, hey, this doesn't make sense. This is not connect from A to B. Like there's no one there to check them. So it's like,
Well, there
nah, I'm
used to
not
be
putting
there. There
stock
used
in
to be
this.
writers. There used to be writers on the set that would stop people with shit that didn't make sense, and they would have to update the script on the fly. Which that's why I
But
get upset when
you
I
shouldn't
hear
be upset.
that. Well, no, not that part. I'll tell you what part I get upset about. That's why I got upset when I found out that there was people that were still filming their shows during the writing strike because the writers weren't on the set to stop shit if shit didn't make sense. There was
I wouldn't be
nobody.
surprised if
There
this
there
two
was no
seasons were
one
written during the
there.
writer's strike.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was no one there because okay, so let me give an example because I think you know this, but a lot of people don't know this about what writers do. So when and if I get this wrong, I apologize, but I'm going to do the best I can from how I remember it being explained to me. So what happens is that writers come together and they write a script. So then they write a script, they get it approved, whatever. They get on set. They see the actors acting it out and saying it. And then the director or whoever will say, hey, that didn't make sense. Or, the way they're saying it doesn't make sense. Or maybe if an actor wants to start improving something, if an actor starts improving, the writer can either say, yay, you could keep it, or nay, or no, you can't keep it because it doesn't make sense. It contradicts to something in the lore, right? Is the writer's responsibility to know the lore from the top down, which is why, in my opinion, writers that stay on a show a lot longer, the show's a lot better because they know the lore from A to B, right? Where new writers, that's where mistakes will happen because the new writers, they're not going to remember everything that happened beforehand.
Or they use Chat GPT.
Exactly. So anyway, so if there's a writer strike, and the actors either start improving or if the scene seems flat and they are like, okay, so what do we do? You're not legally allowed to rewrite the script because there's a writer strike. So it has to stay there. So when you hear people saying, I continued filming a show during a writer strike because allegedly the script was already done, that's a red flag. So that's what I mean. So I'm not saying I'm against writer strikes. I appreciate writers. One of my favorite shows was Smallville. Before the writer strike, no notes. None. That show was solid. I love Smallville so much.
Yeah, that was right before he went to Metropolis, right?
Yeah. It was before he went to Metropolis. But like
which to be honest, that's where it should have ended.
Well, and then the writer's strike happened, and then everything was shit. That's just my opinion. Batman in the chat says, I'll watch VOT Rising, but after Jim V, I don't know if I want to watch The Boys Mexico. Yeah, that's kind of where I am. Also, to be honest with you, I think this is the end of it, unless VOT Rising is so impressive that it saves this. I know that you don't want to watch it, so we're not going to watch the trailer of it. I watched the trailer of it.
I think it's not so much the boys. It's just I'm very irritated with a lot of shows as it is. So I'm like, I'm not watching nothing
Yeah,
else.
like
I'll wait.
I will say, and then I'll end it here. I will say that and I'll stick to what I said. I really liked episode 1 and I liked episode 2 of this season. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great time. I enjoyed it, right? After that it went down in my opinion. And I said episode 6 got better, but like I do feel like after episode 2 the show did go down. That's just my opinion. So after watching The Boys, I would watch The Testaments. I've been enjoying the
I
shit out
couldn't.
of The Testaments. I've been
Also, it's actually good.
yes.
I was afraid to watch it because,
Oh, it's
well,
actually really good. The final episode of the season is going to be this Wednesday. I might do a stream about it. It is so the last episode, the cinematography of it was so fucking
one question
good.
about it is Elizabeth. Do we get all these close up of Elizabeth Moss crazy ass face?
I am not gonna say anything.
Because I was sick of her by the end of the season.
I don't if I confirm or deny, it spoils something.
Oh, okay, I got you. That's
You
all I
okay?
really.
Okay, I can't answer your question, but indirectly answering your question, it's needed. And I don't care what anybody says, it is needed. It's what you need to move the story along and to make sure to explain why the characters are where they are. It makes sense of the placement of it. So far, I feel like all the characters that have been introduced or reintroduced fit of where all the pieces need to be to move the show along. That's just my opinion. So will I be watching any VOD shows? I will let y'all go first and then I will think about it. But will I go and run and watch it like I did with the other shows? No. Gen V, I didn't run and watch it. I don't know what compelled me to watch Gen V, the first season of it. I don't know what it was, but I randomly put it on and I enjoyed Gen V season 1. Again, unpopular opinion, I did. And then Eric Kripke, the reason why Gen V season Kripke, the reason why Gen V season 2 got canceled was because I saw zero advertisement of it. I was randomly I never go into Prime Video. Prime, your Prime. First off, your
Their
Prime
advertising
stick,
department sucks.
your Prime stick sucks. Your Fire TV sucks. It does. I'm sorry, it does. I literally got tired of buying Prime sticks and Prime TV. So I went and got the Chrome stick on my TV that works way faster than ever. And then I have the Roku stick for my bedroom that's fast as shit. So for me to see what you guys got going on, I have to physically go into your shit app where there's nothing in there that I'm interested in. The only thing that is in your face and advertised that you have going on over there is Invincible and The Boys. Those are the two shows you can never not know that's on. Everything else, Prime, I don't give a fuck. I don't hear shit going on over there besides people talking shit about Lord of the Rings being trash. That is it. So I don't know what happened. I think I accidentally got into Prime Video app, to be honest, trying to go somewhere else. I accidentally hit Prime Video and I saw that Gen V season 2 was playing. And that's when it was completed. That's how I learned about it. Season 2.
Oh, David, the only reason why I knew about Gen V is because I watched Fallout, and that's my show. That's the only show I really watch besides Invincible on Amazon Prime because my roommate kept
I
his
take it back.
my ex roommate.
Fallout is popular on Prime. I take that back. So thank you for correcting
Yeah,
me.
Fallout.
Thank you for correcting.
Yeah, so Fallout is the only reason why I watched Gen V because they were promoting, like the first season of Fallout was promoting Gen V. That's the only reason why I even knew the show existed. Like Amazon's really bad at their promotions. They're bad as Microsoft is.
Oh, I think the worst one is Apple TV.
Yeah, I forgot they existed.
Exactly.
But they're not really trying anymore either. Like they just
I don't
rent
know.
TV shows.
Then they're just blowing money because they have all the top actors over there, like all the
Like, cause think about it. What show you remember watching besides that show with the guy from The Office?
on Apple TV.
Yeah, think about
I
what
never
other show do you
watched
remember
Apple. I
besides
never
that?
watched Apple TV. I
There's
never watched.
only two shows I remember. There was one about people called Mystic Quest because there's the people who make video games and wasn't that great. There was a show about
I only know about the Jennifer Aniston one that won an award.
yeah, there was that, and then there's I can't remember. You know the guy who played in The Office, the one who played Jim,
Yeah.
Jim Halpert.
Yeah.
He had a show. I just can't remember. It begins with the S. I thought it was called Subliminal, but I don't think that's what it's called.
Yeah, like the only show I know over there was the Jennifer. I think it was Jennifer Aniston
But
and Reese
to
Witherspoon.
answer your question, as far as the boys go, the only show was willing to watch if they have a season 2 of is if they come out with Diabolicals, because Diabolical had me cracking up the entire fucking time.
They never officially said
The animated one.
there was Severance.
That's what it's called, Severance.
Okay, yeah. Batman, you should stick around. Severance. No, it's no shade to Apple. Like the only thing I know about is the Jennifer Aniston show and that they own the Peanuts IP.
But that might be their smart strategy, because think about it, all they gotta do is sit back and watch everybody else lose their licenses, and they just yank it up.
Well,
because they know people are stupid.
You want to know what the long game is?
Peacock.
No, you know how ABC Family, they own the rights to those puppet Christmas specials?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Apple, you get the puppet Christmas specials, and then it's up. It's up. You can't watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer unless it's on Apple TV because CBS lost the rights. Damn.
And I giving that up. But I'm saying that's all. That seems like that's what Apple doing. They're kind of like Peacock, because if you go look at their library, it's stuff that was either on Netflix, it was on HBO Max, and somehow Apple got the rights to it. And I was like, what the?
Well, you heard what Netflix is doing.
Not like Disney.
You saw what Netflix is doing. They're canceling Emily in Paris because it was actually
That show wasn't that good.
Because it was actually owned by Paramount. So Emily Paris is owned by Paramount, but it's streamed on Netflix. And allegedly what the tea is because HBO denied, no, Warner Brothers denied Netflix's offer.
Merger.
Yeah, merger, and they're going with Paramount. Apparently, the people at Netflix felt a ways, and that's why they're canceling Emily in Paris. Emily in Paris was successful.
I didn't like it, but that was just me.
I never watched it, so I don't have an opinion. I never watched it.
It wasn't. It just wasn't appealing to me. You know how certain things just. I didn't have an issue either way. It was just more like, eh.
Yeah, like I said, the only show right now that's scripted that I'm like blown away about, and I've been telling everybody about it, is The Testaments. Like that last episode, I was so shocked I wanted to throw up. Like not like because I was grossed out. It wasn't like because I saw something disgusting. It wasn't like that kind of throw up. It was I was in so much shock I wanted to throw up.
Well, I'll give it a watch because you recommended it. Because after the last season of The Handmaid's Tale, which I wasn't even angry. It's like
Handmaid's Tale turned into a cash grab.
It was like wrap it up.
It turned it
like wrap it up. Come on.
It never. I never read the books, but I will say that book is not long enough for it to be 6 seasons. It was never long enough to be 6 seasons. The Testaments is getting a season 2. But I do hope that they end it in 3 seasons. I don't want it to be 6 seasons.
To make that money, but okay.
I know the books aren't that long.
I'm not saying it like to be disturbed. It's just that that sometimes they'll milk something out for too long. Example, Stranger Things.
Agree,
they milk that shit
but
too
that's
long.
Hulu's fault. That's Hulu's fault. Hulu's the one that fucked up their getting good shows. They were supposed to get Akatar. They fucked that up. Allegedly.
I don't.
Allegedly.
I can only imagine how that would went.
Oh, that would have been an easy check. All them girls would have went. The girls and the gays would have
I was
watched the shit out of
you
Akatar.
already know my feelings. Like the only one I like was Crescent City because Akatar because book 7's coming out and I don't want to I don't want to be on the internet for that.
I tried to audiobook Crescent City and
It's too
I couldn't do it.
the first third of the book is just world building, and then once you get past
That's
the first
problem.
third,
Okay, so then I have to physically read it, is what you're saying. Because I tried to listen to it,
yeah,
I couldn't do it.
yeah, the first third of the book is world building, so you know what the hell's going on. So when book 2 and 3 come out, you're like, okay, because I remember in book 1 they said this is how the districts are set up and stuff, so that's why this is the way it is.
All right, well, I'll see if I can put it. Let me see if I can borrow it from my library because I'm not giving Sarah J. Maas any more of my money. Fuck all
Yeah,
that.
fuck her.
I bought I got all
Especially after what she said about Breonna Taylor. Fuck her.
I got all of
and then she refuses to
I got all of
apologize.
Tog on my Kindle, Throne of Glass.
If you want, what I can do for you, I will send
We
you
are
a
on stream.
PDF.
We are on stream, so be careful.
I'll just say I'll DM you. I'll put it
Just
that way. I'll
DM
DM
me.
you
Don't
of
say
what I
no
have.
more. Just DM me, please.
We are not that popular. I don't think any of them bitches are in this office, but I get
will
it.
not be accused of anything.
I'll DM you tomorrow, not tonight, because I have to find things, but I will DM you.
That's fine, but do not say nothing. I know we're not that popular, but people like to go back on streams on people. You never fucking know.
Right. But we need to wrap this up because it is late for both of us.
Oh, so
And I know you got a man.
Oh, so they do have. Is Crescent City really available? Oh, wow, Crescent. No, the House of Earth and Blood. Is that the first one?
Hold on, I can tell you because I have my Kindle up.
Yeah, it is the first one. Okay, well,
Yeah, it's 3 books, and then the third book connects to Akatar. So
yeah. Well, I'm reading a problematic book right now that I'm enjoying. I won't say I'll tell you later what I'm reading that's problematic. I'm reading a problematic book right now.
if Discord lets me, I'll give you my information. I'll put it to you that way.
But yeah, I'll tell you offline what the problematic book is. But I'm reading a problematic book right now. It's not problematic like illegal. It's not illegal. Let me clear it up. It's not illegal. It's just anti-woke.
Is it spicy?
It's anti-woke.
I shouldn't laugh, but it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but it's not illegal. It's nothing weird. It's just in society today, it's anti-woke. And it's problematic. Like everything's problematic.
Oh, I am not looking forward to book 7 coming out. Ugh.
But yeah, it's an old book. So anything like made in a certain time is problematic because they say a word that's inappropriate. Like that. Let me clear that up. It's problematic like
It's like the R slur, basically.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I ain't worried about it.
Yes.
Well, we're of a particular age. Remember, I'm almost 40.
Saying,
So it's like,
the book
yeah,
Huckleberry Finn is problematic.
Yeah, but we're allowed to read it in school. Figure that one out.
Really?
Remember, I was in and out of private school, so.
Oh, I didn't know that. Anyways.
Yeah, I was in and out of private school, so I'm used to it.
I will let you know what book I'm reading that's problematic. And I don't know. I wonder what you'll think about it when I tell you. Well, let me just DM it to you now so I can just hear your response. Because I ain't going to say it because I don't want to hear you bitches canceling me over this dumb shit.
We do need to wrap it up soon because my husband's like, listen, we talked about this.
After I send this to you, this is it. Now I'll let you go. Okay, I just.
Come on, girl. Come on. Really?
Wait,
I'm not condemning you. It's like, for real.
I misspelled the last word, but yeah, that one.
Girl, I know what you know how many times my mom has seen that movie? How long that fucking movie is? Come on. I'm like my ass. I mean, it is, but it's like.
I'm not going to say I'm reading that book, dude.
It's over 70 years old. It's over 70 years old. And I like the sequel better. It's 100
years old. It's 100. Hold on. I'm positive it's 100. Hold on.
It's old as shit.
I'm positive it's 100.
You know what? I'm thinking about the movie. The movie I think is only 70 years old.
No, the movie's 100 years old now.
Holy shit, is it? Damn,
Hold
I'm old.
on. Oh, no. The movie's almost 100 years old. It's almost 100.
Oh my god, that means the book's even older.
The book is almost 100 years old. It's 90 years. It turned 90 this year.
I'll put it up there with To Kill a Mockingbird. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm 70% done with it. I'm 70% in.
Like I have a whole James Baldwin collection in storage right now, so no, you can't phase me.
Yeah, well,
I have Native Son. Like I literally, you can't. It's not that much phasing me these days, literally speaking.
well, obviously there are parts in the book that's problematic, but like overall I am
Well, no
enjoying the
shit.
read. Yeah, no shit's problematic, but overall I'm enjoying the read.
Oh, I read it. Oh, by the way, I know we're gonna wrap up, but for future, if you ever stream this, I will not be watching the Vampire Lestat because I read the book. I'm good.
I would the
I
interview
read the
for
book.
the interview for the vampire is not to be taken. This adaptation of Interview of the Vampire is not to be taken too seriously. It's like
No, but I'm saying I read the book, so it's like I'm good.
the
I
book
just
the
get to the
show
next part.
isn't like the book though. Interview with the Vampire is not like the book.
Let me put it this way: there are scenes with Lestat and his mom that were in the book, and that kind of like
Well,
I had to take the book back to
we'll
Borders.
see if they actually do it though. But like the parts of the book I've read of Interview with the Vampire and seeing the TV show, they updated a lot of stuff, which I wasn't.
Thank God.
Yeah, but like the reason why I stopped reading Interview with the Vampire was because the age of Claudia was too disturbing. Because the original movie of Interview with the Vampire, it was Kristen
Kirsten
Dunst,
Dunst.
and I think she was like 10.
Yeah, she's only 5 in the book.
Yeah, like she's like
Which
Stewie.
changes, which I'm so happy that they made her 14, considering if you read the book, it's like,
No,
it's
I
still
was
that,
out.
but it's like,
There was certain parts, and I was out. Yeah, I was out. It was Stewie. Like it was like how petite and small she was. She was
but that was the
literally.
part of the theme of why you should not turn children into vampires.
Yeah, I understand they were trying to like bring that point on. Like
Anne Rice, I swear to God, was smoking crack.
I get that. Like I get the point of making Claudia like Stewie. I get that, but like it was just too. It's just I get it. It's just a personal preference. Maybe I'm just weird. It was too much. Does that make sense? It was too much.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I hear you though, but it was
Anne
just too
Rice,
much
I
for
swear to
me.
God, it's like Stephen King. I feel like she was on some stuff when she made this.
I agree.
Because Stephen King cannot tell you. Stephen King literally cannot tell you half of his book because he said he will admit I was on crack when I made these.
I agree about Anne Rice. No, she was stoned out of her mind. I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you.
I just want to see Akasha. That's all I care about. Let me see Akasha. Other than that, I'm out.
Yeah, no.
So
Like,
Leah
Queen
literally
of the
made the
Dam,
legacy.
Queen of the Dam, like, looking at Aaliyah and the way how pretty she was, like, who cares? The movie's cringe. Aaliyah's in it. Just shut up and watch.
I just want to see Aaliyah in all her beauty. That's it.
Yeah, just shut up and watch. Like, why? Like, you watch Queen of the Dam to look at Aaliyah. Like, why are you there?
Anyway, let's this. My husband's like, get.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Like, let's
Any
go.
other? So
Not you. He's staring
yeah.
at me.
So rating of the final season, then you can leave. Like rating of the show 1 to 5. Rating of the final season 1 to 5.
3.5.
For the show?
No, for the season 5, but the overall, if I had to guess, it was more like a 6.5 because season 4 is when it went.
I said 1 out of 5. We could do 1 out of 10 then. So 3.5 out of 10 for the final season, and then a 6.5 for the whole season.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
yeah,
fair.
that's how I feel because the first 3 seasons were good, and then it was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, I agree. Well, you have a good night, and thank you for coming on.
All right.
All right, bye. All right, that was a really. I always like talking to Elsie. It's always a great phone call. I always like talking to her. So I always like it when she has time to talk and bounce some ideas. It made me think about things that I might be missing. That happens quite a lot. I don't know when I'll stream again. I'll stream when I stream. Anyways, thank you for watching the show. Thank you for the likes. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe. I don't know when I'm going to be back, but I might talk about the Testaments, or we might do another Lorcana stream. I don't know yet. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great night.
Small streamer with a big dream, building it up, one little stream. Smash that like, smash that sub, help me out, show some love. Small streamer.